Hi everyone, today's lesson is lesson 112 and it's multiplying and dividing integers. So this is something that I've just briefly touched on. I think it's actually come up in one of our I Have Who Has games where we just kind of talked about it really quickly. But here we're officially learning this skill, again, really setting you up for your mathematics as you move forward. But let's just move on. Our learning targets for today are to calculate the product of two integers and then also to calculate the quotient of two integers. And of course, those vocabulary terms mean that we're going to be multiplying them and dividing them. There are quite a bit of notes involved in this lesson, and I've attached them here for those of you who just really do well looking at notes. I'm going to sum this all up in a couple of statements just quickly for the sake of keeping your video pretty short. I'm just going to sum it up for you. But for those of you who just want like a lot more clarification and you just want to look really intently on like, why is it that the answer is either positive or negative? These notes are good. This is straight from my teacher's manual. So I'm just skimming on purpose just to show you. I've literally attached a picture completely from my teacher's manual, step by step on how to do this. I'm zooming all the way to the bottom here. This is like literally how we can sum up everything. When we have two numbers, sometimes you're going to see them in parentheses like this, and sometimes you won't. Sometimes they'll just be right next to each other. But no matter really what that looks like, there are two really important things for you to know. If two integers are being either multiplied or divided, and they have the same sign. So for example, let's look here. 3 and 4, they're both positive, a positive 3 and a positive 4. If they have the same sign, your answer will be positive. Even if that means, let's look here, even if that means here we have a negative 3 times a negative 4. Those are negative, but they're both negative. They both have the same sign, so your answer is positive. One more time. If they both have the same sign, your answer will be positive. And that's what, let me grab my pen here, that's what this says right here. Same sign is positive. Now, if the two things being put together, so either they're multiplied or divided together, if they have different signs, then your answer will be negative. For example, let's look at this one. We have a positive 3 multiplied by a negative 4. Because they are different signs, our answer is negative. Same thing right here. Let's move to the right. We have a negative 12 divided by a positive 3. Those signs are different, and so our answer is negative. That's what this is saying right here. That's all you need to know. So if we look at a couple of examples, again, anytime I show examples on these slides, I really highly encourage you to pause it, try it on your own, and then unpause the video when you're ready to check your work with mine. This page is full of examples. I encourage you to try these on your own and unpause when you're ready. So as I begin to work here, you can see that these problems they're all going to give us kind of the same either product or quotient, but the sign will be different. It'll either be positive or negative. So 8 times 4, we have a positive 8 times a positive 4. Those signs are both the same, so our answer is positive. 8 times 4 is 32. Now, we have an 8 times a negative 4. Those signs are different. We have a positive 8 and a negative 4. That means my answer is negative 32. Next one, we have a negative 8 times a positive 4 right here. Those signs are different. It doesn't matter which one's negative, which one's positive, which one comes first. If both of the signs aren't the same thing, our answer is negative. Oop, that didn't work. Okay, and then last one, we have a negative 8 times a negative 4. Even though both of those say negative, makes you think negative, the signs are the same. We're multiplying the same thing together, and that always gives us a positive answer. So our product in this case is a positive 32. So notice also one little thing I should mention. In the problem itself, I've made it a point to include a positive sign. So like this positive 8, a positive 4, your answer does not have to have a positive sign in front of it, this plus, like that. It can, but really, that's kind of like foundational. As you're just learning this, people put the positive 32. As you move forward in your math, you really don't need to put that there. If you just see the number 32, we assume that it's positive. If your answer is negative, you do absolutely need to have your negative sign to indicate that it's negative. Let's go ahead and try a couple of quotients. Let's solve a couple of quotients. So we have a positive 8 divided by a positive 4. Positive and a positive, our answer will be positive because they are both the same. So we have 2. Or, of course, you could say positive 2. We have a positive 8 divided by a negative 4. One of them is positive, one is negative. When they're not both the same thing, our quotient will be negative. So now we have a negative 2. Try that again. Yikes. Okay. Next one down. Now we have a negative 8 divided by a positive 4. Again, doesn't matter which one comes first. If they're not both the same sign, our quotient will be negative. So again, we have a negative 2. And last but not least, we have negative 8 divided by negative 4. Don't let all of that negativity, no, don't let all of those negatives make you think negative. They're both the same sign, so our quotient will be positive. So we have a positive 2. I think that's all I had for you. This is really, I just included this slide here for people for notes purposes. These are just the solutions to the problems that we just did. That's it. So yeah, I can kind of sum it up on those two skills, those 2 facts. Your homework will be linked in Google Classroom. Rewatch this video if you need any further clarification, or read more in detail in the notes that I've attached. So thanks so much and have a great day.